You guys, it's your boy West Coast, and we are live. We are live on this morning after the day after game day, man. What is up with you guys? I got my fireman hat on. You want to know why? Because I'm hot boys, man. They're going to continue to play the way they did, man. If this defense is going to continue to play the way they have been playing, then the West Coast is going to be wearing this fire hat more often. I might actually invest and get him a better fire hat because the Dallas Cowboys defense is definitely on fire. Shout out to Firehouse Suds, my favorite place in the world, too. That number 9, that beat brisket on your boy. What you know about? It's your boy West Coast. Are y'all sharing? Hey, man, I went ahead and bought this new Note 10. Freaking $1,000 for a damn phone. So please tell me if I got my money's worth. If the quality looks better, if it looks, the salesman, he was really good. That's all I'm gonna say. So yeah, let me know how it looks. Let me see how it sounds. If the quality looks better, if it looks... Y'all like this? Oopsie. Let me know how it looks. All right, we back. All right, so we back in here. So, yo, I need you guys to share. What's up on Facebook? Tone. What up with your man? What up with your Mike Nugent? My very first, what's up with you? My very first subscriber. What's up with your man? Keith, how you doing? Joe Tranchino, what's up with you? Joe, it says you just shared the screen. I appreciate you, Joe. Scott, what's up with your man? Scott, don't squint. 10. You already know what it is. Naomi, how you doing? How you doing? My lady Scout, how you doing? Miss, how you doing, Carrie? Joe Trantrina, what up with your man? Good Slug, what's up with you, Kay? Jay says I finally made it to the stream. That's because you in Hawaii. Ain't you in Hawaii? You like 3 hours behind us or something like that, right? I'll make sure I put it in the scout box to let y'all know when we go live. So at least my scouts, I'll make sure my scouts don't miss. And I apologize for that. I got to get better at that. They probably thinking, West Coast, you didn't even tell us we was live. My bad. Somebody, if you a scout and you watching, drop it in the comment box. Drop it in our scout inbox right now. Let them know that I'm live, please. I apologize. What's up with you, Mike? What up with you, Keith? What's up with you, Fonzarelli? What up with you, Scout? Can I get a couple shares? Courtney, how you doing? Marcy, how you doing? Traveris Peel, what's up with you? Zeke signing or what? What's up with you, man? We're gonna look at that. He says, Scout says looks good. Head looks Giants as usual. Good morning, Miss Mart. I can't. What is his Marninina? How you doing, Miss? Hey. Miss Franks, please put the enunciation of your first name in there so I can give you the shout out that you deserve for tuning in this morning. I appreciate you. E. Kush, what's up with you? What up with you, man? Anthony, what's up with you? Scott, I already told you, don't be squinting out there. And if you squinting, you need to holler at Scott because he'll help you out with your tent. Joel, what up with you? Courtney, D Money, what up with you? Scout, D Money, what up with you, man? Heard you throwing a big, huge party for that Cowboys versus Washington game. So make sure you throw that information in the comment box, man. Show you a little love. Sherman says the boys showed up on Saturday. You got dang right. Sin City, Las Vegas in the house. What's up with you, Peter? Good morning, man. Courtney, what's up with you? Let's see who's over on YouTube. How did you guys like that game on Saturday, man? That was pretty dope, right? Cowboys defense. That's why I got this hat out, man. That's why I got this hat on right now. Why? Because our defense, man, was on fire. And I keep telling you guys, if they are going to play the way they played if they're going to play the way they played on, damn, I'm really sweating up under this hat. If they're going to play like they played on Saturday more often, then guess what? West Coast is going to be wearing this firefighter hat way more often. But, yo, man, let's go ahead and kind of get into what we came to talk about. First thing we're going to talk about this morning is Ezekiel Elliott. He tweeted out this morning. Actually, he didn't tweet. It was an interview with. It was actually an interview with GQ, which is not a sports magazine. But Ezekiel Elliott had a interview with GQ over the weekend, and he basically kind of talked about his holdout and his kind of thoughts on it. And I wanted to kind of talk about it for a little bit because I already know in the media today. A lot of people, they only run with headlines. They don't really talk about what they actually said in the interview. They just kind of, they'll listen to an interview for 40 minutes and look for one explosive comment or one way they can edit something up so they can get an explosive comment out of someone so that they can then, sell their article or whatever it is. So I want to go ahead and read the statement that Zeke said so that we can get a proper interpretation. You know what I'm saying? A proper interpretation of what Ezekiel Elliott actually said. So this Ezekiel says this is the interview that he had with GQ. It says, and the quote that he actually said is, "I love playing for the Dallas Cowboys. I love the organization. I love my teammates. I do want to be a Cowboy for the rest of my life, and hopefully that's a possibility." Elliott told the magazine, but even Emmitt Smith, the greatest running back ever, ended up going to play a couple years for another organization. So if it's just the nature of the game, but I want to be a Cowboy for as long as I can. Now, what he was actually referencing is Emmitt Smith. You guys remember in 2003, the Dallas Cowboys released Emmitt Smith. Jerry Jones wanted him to retire real bad, but Emmitt Smith still wanted to play. So we released him back in 2003, and he went ahead and signed with then. Were they my bad, I just lost my hat. Were the Arizona Cardinals, because I remember the Arizona Cardinals were in our division at one point. Were they in our division at that time? It's one of my scouts who was, I was live and kicking at that time, but I was younger. Well, I was 20. Oh, no, I wasn't. I was in the military. I had a lot of stuff going on in my life right now. I was in the military. I was overseas in Germany. Bush had us everywhere, man. That's all I'm going to say. Some places I remember, some places I've been some places in the world that I don't even know. If you had to ask me, I could describe what it looked like, but I couldn't tell you where I was because I don't know to this day. Bush had us somewhere of everywhere. But in 2003, I was in the military. So somebody let me know. I'm tripping. I wasn't that damn old. I ain't that damn young. Hold up. We split when Arizona left our division in the 90s. They didn't leave in 2003. I'm tripping. That's on me. West Coast, slap yourself. I wasn't that busy. All right, so our division split up, I think, in like 97. You know what? I'm gonna give somebody. I'm gonna give away something. If you can tell me when. If you can tell, oh man, hold up. Hello?
This is a message.
Hey y'all, sorry about that. I had a call from my son's school. I literally answered a call from my son's school right now. My son, we go to private school and they text or call for every single thing, letting you know that this is the first day of official school. But yeah, if you can tell me Tony Tone, there you go. I was gonna give some away. I'm gonna still give it to you. I got you. Tony Tone said they changed in 94. Okay, good job. Appreciate you, Tony Tone. So Tony Tone, you won something. I just got to figure out what. It'll be a shirt or something. You know, you always hook it up. You know what I'm saying? If I got you know what? I got a book. I'm gonna send you a book. All right. So they changed in 94. So yeah, 2003, the Dallas Cowboys did part ways with Emmitt Smith. They released him, and he did sign a 2-year deal with the Arizona Cardinals. Everybody was in their feelings. Let's just be real. I still can't find an Arizona Cardinal Emmitt Smith jersey too. I just want to get one so he can autograph. But that was Zeke's quote. I'm gonna read it one more time for the people in the back. But Ezekiel Elliott I'll go ahead and read it one more time for the people in the back so that we can go ahead and kind of talk about it for a little bit. All right, so it says, Ezekiel Elliott says, I love the organization. He says, I love playing for the Dallas Cowboys. I love the organization. I love my teammates. I do want to be a Cowboy for the rest of my life, and hopefully that's a possibility. But even Emmitt Smith, the greatest running back ever, ended up playing a couple years for another organization, so it's just the nature of the game. But I want to be a Cowboy for as long as I can. Now, when I first read that, the first thing I hear is this, that Ezekiel Elliott wants to be a Cowboy for life. So what does that tell me? That tells me that Ezekiel Elliott, at the same time as him making the statement about Emmitt Smith, he's letting it be known to you, the fans, that he wants to be here in Dallas and that he wants to get this thing done. And to be honest with you, I actually like, this is the first time we've actually heard from Ezekiel Elliott since him wishing Dak Prescott, happy birthday. So with everything that's going on this week and them saying that, there's possibly the possibility that there's going to be a contract. There's going to be a contract this week, and this should all be done by week 1. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This is something good. Like, we want to hear stuff like this. We want to hear stuff like this. The reason why we want to hear stuff like this is because this lets us know that we're almost to the end. When you hear players start talking and start chiming in, because remember, we didn't actually hear D-Law say anything about his extension or about him, wanting to continue to be the Dallas Cowboys until what? A week before he got signed. So when you start hearing stuff like this lets me know that this is about to be over. You know what I'm saying? This encourages me because it lets me know that this is about to be over. This whole waiting game is about to be over. And to be honest with you, we're right on track because this should get Zeke. I mean, with him making a statement like this, letting us know that, that he obviously, he's always wanted to be a Dallas Cowboy. So like Jerry Jones said the other day, and a lot of people missed it when he said this. He said, everything that comes out of my mouth is about negotiation. So that a statement about Zeke who? Yes, that was about negotiation. That statement about we don't need a leading running back rusher, to win a Super Bowl, that was about negotiation. Jerry Jones said that yesterday. He said everything that comes out of my mouth is about negotiation. So there's never a time where he's just flirting off at the mouth. And this exact same thing I will say about Ezekiel Elliott on this next statement, on the next portion of the statement, when he says even the greatest running back of all time, Emmitt Smith, had to go play somewhere else for another 2 years. For a few years, he said, but we know it was 2. I think that, honestly, that is Zeke just putting a statement out there like the Dallas like when Jerry Jones made the whole, we don't need a rushing champion, or when he did the whole Zeke who. I think that's a little bit of Zeke, not necessarily pushing back, but that's just a little bit of, just like Jerry Jones said, hey, I have earned the right to play around, or whatever he said, or to joke around with Ezekiel Elliott. Well, guess what? If you are a 2-time rushing champion and you have led this team being the team's best player for 3 years, then yeah, you have definitely earned the right to say that, hey, I want to be a Dallas Cowboy, but at the same time, I understand that, guess what, if this business doesn't take care of, I'm not just going to fall off the face of the earth and not be a running back anymore. Like, I understand that even Emmitt Smith had to pick up his bag and go somewhere else. So to be honest with you, as much as I know some of you guys are going to be disappointed in him saying that, but you should be no disappointed in as much as Jerry Jones making his statement about about not needing Zeke. Or kind of devaluing himself. Like, you shouldn't really be mad about that. I mean, because if you really think about it, it's all along the same lines. It's all conversation that is going to try to help them lead themselves to a deal. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of my thoughts on that. I definitely think that Ezekiel Elliott is going to get signed. I think everything that's being said and everything that's been pushed out there is kind of a show of what we should be seeing to come. And that is Ezekiel Elliott signing a contract that is going to make him the highest paid running back in the NFL. Whether that be yearly or guaranteed, I think it's going to make him, either, no matter how it works, I think it's definitely going to make Ezekiel Elliott one of the highest paid running backs in the NFL. Now, Jerry Jones offered him a contract around 14.2, I guess, I would think. Whenever they say it was between 13 million and 14.2, they didn't offer them no 13 million and then put out in the media that it was between 13 and 14.2. So I always go with the highest number. You know what I'm saying? Because why would you offer someone $13 million and then put out in the media that it was from 13 to 14? No, that's instantly going to get a tweet from your agent like, no, bruh, that never happened. You know what I'm saying? So whenever I see negotiations, I always go with the top number. So I think they offered him a contract around 14 million, 14 and a half, 14.2, well, 14.2, because 14 and a half is more than Gurley. You know what I'm saying? Because Gurley's at 14.7. So I think they offered Zeke around 14.2 because 14, and in the contract's 5 years, 14.2 is a difference between $1 million. The reason it's $1 million is because 200,000 times 5 is what? That's $1 million. You know what I'm saying? So I honestly think that we're at a point right now with this contract negotiation that it's really about $1 million. Because if they were this far off, Steve, they wouldn't be making statements like the way that they're making right now. If they were where they were 2 weeks ago, they would not be making statements like this where they're actually making numbers and Zeke is actually making quotes and statements telling about, he wants to be a Dallas Cowboys. If they were that far, Zeke wouldn't be making those statements like that. I still believe that he would still be standing his ground like he live in Florida and that he be still trying to get his bread, which he is going to do. You know what I'm saying? But I think they are definitely closer than what they're leading us on. Think about this. They put out an article that actually said that the Dallas Cowboys were at an impasse with DeMarcus Lawrence. Now, me and Boss Cowboy, we were live. We were live when it came out, and I ain't gonna lie, I had to Google the word impasse because I had never known what that word. I'm not even gonna sit up here in front with you. That was our big word of the day. And when I read it and found out what it was, and the impasse is like basically like when you and your baby mama arguing and she is not trying to give in, and you ain't getting nowhere. That's an impasse. Like when there is no foreseeable. Like when I argue with my daughter's mother, I don't even argue with her no more because I'm past that. But when we did, it was an impasse. Like I was getting nowhere since she was not trying to hear it. It didn't matter, and I got custody of my daughter, so I was right. But we was at an impasse. You know what I'm saying? Because you just, no matter what I said, it was just the opposite way or go this way or that. You know what I'm saying? And then when I heard that word and then I saw the definition, I was like, damn, like how can you be at an impasse with someone if you have somewhat of a numbers out there? But then think about this. Literally a week later, D-Law signed. He's the highest paid Dallas Cowboy ever. Gets like the highest 1 year, the most money we've ever played for a player in 1 year. D-Law got that. And think about this. This was all after everybody saying he's no Khalil Mack. Hey, man, I'm going to tell you guys right now, I love D-Law. This is what people were saying. I love D-Law. I love his attitude. I love the whole hot boy thing. But he's no D-Law. He's no Von Miller. And I'm like, duh, because they're linebackers. Duh. Like, D-Law is a straight pass rusher who sacks the quarterback on his way to stopping the run. I love that. Hey, and that's Coach Tuck, too. That's all Coach Tuck. Shout out to Coach Tuck. We had him on the show last week. Hey, Coach Tuck, man, I'm going to tell you, man. Coach Tuck out there from Trench Warfare. I got to go get my hat, man, because I found my hot boy hat. I thought my wife called herself. Hey, for all my married men out there, don't you hate when your wife call herself doing you a favor and put something away? My wife called herself doing me a favor. Hold up, y'all. I got to find my hat. My wife called herself doing me a favor and gonna put my hot boy hat up. I can't even find it. I didn't find it and now I can't even find it again. So I'm gonna just put my California Cowboy hat on. Shout out to them True Blue. What you know about it? But yeah, my wife gonna call her. I don't even know where I put my hat at now. I think it's in the car. But yeah, my wife called herself helping me out, helping West Coast out by hiding my hat. I ain't get that. I ain't get that at all. But yeah, I got my hot boy hat back. But yo, Coach Tuck, man. I told Coach Tuck this morning, I said, yo, Coach Tuck, they got this thing in California called the California Lottery, right? Hold on, let me explain it to you. What you do, Coach Tuck, is, you know how you predicted that Taco and Collins was going to ball all year? They was going to ball in this preseason, and how they was going to be dominant, and how you were going to see a totally different change because they was working with you? This is what I need, Coach Tuck, right? In California, they got this thing called the California Lottery. Now, I know you automatically assume that I just want all the money, but I'm going to tell you, Coach Tuck, did you know that the money, that the tickets, it go to the kids in the school? So this is a good cause. But this is what I need you to do for me, Coach Tuck. I'm going to send you my ticket, and I just want you to just pick the numbers that come to your head first. No pressure at all. Because my OG, Coach Tuck, told us live right here on Dallas Cowboy Scouting, I think it was like the Tuesday before like training camp, told us with Boss Cowboy that Taco Charleston and Malik Collins was about to ball out. He said that. He also said it was because they had been working with him. But, like I said, Coach Tuck, you are a fortune teller and not only you're a fortune teller, but I'm going to give you a shout out, Coach, because Taco Charleston looks very much improved. Very much improved. He was dominant the entire game. He had 2 sacks. He had a forced fumble, a forced recovery of a fumble, and like 2 tackles. Now, in my opinion, I know a lot of people are going to get on it and say, yeah, but West Coast, it was a preseason game. But you know what? You can only play the games that are on your schedule. You know what I'm saying? Tell Lamar Miller to get up and go run because it was only a preseason game. Lamar Miller, why are you hurt, bro? It's only a preseason game. Yeah, because, bro, it's a real game. People get really hurt. Lamar Miller's done for the season. So that's why I'm like, yo, I don't care if it's a preseason game or a real game. People are out there getting hurt and doing what they're supposed to do and do what they do to make these teams. So Taco, good freaking job. He did a ridiculous job trying to get off that end. On the opposite side, man, he did a really good job. I'm very excited to see what he is going to be able to do with a combination of D-Law. Because you got to remember, man, we were able to do a lot of this stuff out there. D-Law has not played one snap all preseason. So think about that. D-Law has not played one preseason game all season, and our defense is straight balling in the preseason. So, I mean, I ain't going to say preseason because if you look at it from defensive team 1 all the way to defensive team 3, you saw no drop off. You know what I'm saying? And in the preseason, that's what you're really looking at. You know what I'm saying? Because think about this. Our first team offense, for the most part, has looked pretty good. Like, for the most part, our first team offense is let's look pretty good. But when do we start seeing that drop off? The second team, the third team. That's what pisses you off. That's what makes you turn your TV. You know what I'm saying? So guess what? When you see improvement in those guys, you have to acknowledge it. So Taco Charleston, man, you were definitely my player of the game. I'm working on some special stuff for Taco. I'm going to be dropping it probably later on today. I'm also going to be on my Instagram. Make sure you guys, I'm about to put it in my Instagram. My Instagram is West Coast Cowboy. It's like hella simple. I'm about to put it in there. West Coast Cowboy. And I'm about to be doing these things called my West Coast favorite play from. And basically what I'm going to do is all the homies, all the players that show me love, like them hot boys, all them hot boys, couple offensive players, anybody that show me love from West Coast, I'm going to be going through the game and cutting up some film and dropping it on Instagram and just giving you guys my favorite player, my favorite play from that player from the game, just to give you guys some more content. And so we can kind of think outside the box, man, because there's more than just Dak and Zeke on this team. There is a lot of guys on this team that are making plays. Like another guy, like number 51, Kerry Hyder. Yes, Kerry Hyder will wear a number 90 by the end of this year. I'm going to tell you guys right now. I don't know who it is. 90 is already gone because that's D-Law. 91 is gone to to my boy, my OG, Lucifer, and my boy Dan. Hey, I interviewed his wife too. I got a dope interview with his wife about what wives do after games when they lose and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I got a dope interview from her. But 90, you got 92 is who? Who's 92? 92 is Armstrong. 93 is Ross. 94 is Randy. 95 is Covington. 96 is Collins. 97 is Taco. 98 is Crawford. 99 is Woods. Nope, he ain't getting one. The only person I can see that might be available, honestly, I think all them boys in the 90s gonna make it. So yeah, we might have to start the Hot Boys with a new number series. But yeah, man, number 51, Kerry Hyder, man, he's making his team, bro. Like Kerry Hyder is disruptive. And I am very interested to see what a Kerry Hyder, Antoine Woods, and Malik Collins rotation will look like. I am very interested because, man, those dudes, Kerry Hyder, 51, is all over the place, man. Like, that dude gets phenomenal push in the inside. I'm talking about phenomenal push on the inside. So look out for my boy, 51. Another guy who really showed out in that game also. My boy, I'm still on the defensive line. My boy, number 95, Christian Covington, did not make a lot of highlight plays. But I'm going to be honest with you guys. When you watch the rewatch of the game or the coach's film, a lot of these guys will literally just jump at you. Like, I don't want you guys to think that I'm literally just going and just looking for guys that you guys don't know. A lot of these guys, like, literally when you watch them on the coach's film or when you watch them on the rewatch, like, they just jump out. Because I'm going to tell you guys what happens. A lot of times when we watch football, you can only focus on where the ball is. Why? Because that's where the camera is. But when you watch all 22, you get to see the entire field. And since you already know you won the game, it allows your mind to kind of detach and look for other stuff. Like when I'm watching the game, it's impossible for me to be watching what the defense is doing or what, because I'm trying to figure out, are we about to score or are we about to stop them from scoring? You know what I'm saying? So all those people that be like, oh, I don't need film, slap yourself. You know what I'm saying? When you get on get off on NFL Game Pass and you actually look at this stuff, you can see who is jumping the hell out, especially in preseason games when these dudes are switching whole rotations damn near on every series almost. But number 95, bruh, that dude bulldozes. Like sometimes you can't even, some of these dudes, and I'm gonna tell you, Hyder does it too. Like sometimes they won't get all the way in and get to the quarterback. So you know what they do? They just push the offensive lineman right into the play. Because guess what? If you push the offensive lineman right into the play, that's still considered being disruptive. Because your offensive line is supposed to be going that way. not that way. You're supposed to be going that way. So, my boy, shout out to my boy, Kerry Hyder, man. Absolutely been balling, man. Kerry Hyder, my boy, 95, Christian Covington, balling. Hello. What's up with you, Wendy? How you doing? Kerry? Joe Jackson's even been showing up. Joe Jackson had 2 really big highlight plays the other day, and neither one of them can really like. There was 2 plays where like Joe literally forced the quarterback to throw the ball early. Like if I had to say right now, our best defensive rookie is between Joe Jackson and Donovan Wilson. I know I want to get it to Donovan Wilson simply because of the interceptions, man. And Donovan Wilson's going to be a starter, man. Like, let's just be real. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say I called it, but 1 + 1 = 2. You know what I'm talking about? I don't want nobody to, I don't do the whole I call it. I do sometimes. You know what I do? I called this one. I ain't going to lie. But whatever, y'all. But 1 + 1 = 2. Some of this stuff just makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Only reason why Donovan Wilson even got drafted as late as he did is because he had a major injury in college, man. Like, that's really, he had some injuries. But other than that, man, Donovan Wilson's always been a ball hog. He's always been a guy that went after the ball. I told you guys before we even went to training camp, they were using him in the slot. In the slot. That lets me know that the boy can cover. Straight up. That lets you know right there that the boy can cover. But right now, I have to say my defensive rookies right now, and I'm going to wait till after this 4th game to get my awards for preseason, who won preseason, but I definitely have to say Donovan Wilson and Joe Jackson. Joe Jackson. The reason why I want to give Joe Jackson is because Joe Jackson is very, very consistent, and him being a defensive line, he never really gets, unless he's actually getting a sack or actually like power driving the running back, he's never going to get like that love that D-Dub is going to get. Like, he never going to get that love because D-Dub is going to get that ball, man. He's going to get that ball. Donovan Wilson knows that if he wants to make this team, making this team, Lord forgive me for that. If he wants to make this team, if he wants to be a starter, you know what he has to do? Get his hands on the ball. You want to know why? Because nobody else does. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. If I go out there and play for the Dallas Cowboys and I can get some interceptions, I guarantee you Will McClay will come to me by the end of the day and be like, West Coast, what are you thinking? I know you're 37, but what are you thinking? Jason Witten's playing right now. What are you thinking? Tony Romo was 37 when he didn't play again. Remember that. What are you thinking, West Coast? You think you can give us a couple games? You know what I'm saying? If you can get interceptions for the Dallas Cowboys, bruh, you're going to make this team. Like, you're going to make this team. And not even are you going to make this team, but let me tell you this defense, man. Let me tell y'all some cracky stats from this defense so far. This defense, 3 consecutive games with an interception. 3. That's dope, right? Turnovers. 3 consecutive games turnovers. This is our 2nd game with back-to-back turnovers. What I mean, not back-to-back, but multiple turnovers. So not only are we getting our hands on the ball, but we're getting our hands on the ball a few times. Love it. Love it. Joe Thomas, my boy Joe Thomas on the block punt. Y'all saw me, man. I damn near went crazy. Matter of fact, that's another video. Thank you, Tony P. Oh, my God. I love you, Tony P. That's a video I'm working on, too, because I got a great interview with Tony P. Not with Joe Thomas at training camp. Never released it, but I got a great interview from him. I'm going to be putting that information up. And, man, we're definitely going to talk about that. Okay, let's hop to the offensive side of the ball real quick. So you guys already got, well, Donovan Wilson, I talked about him a little bit. My D-Dub is definitely my what the hell's going on here? All right, that was my alarm system. But Donovan Wilson, rookies right now, rookies that are balling, Donovan Wilson and Joe Jackson. If I had to say my defensive guy for that game, it goes to Taco. But I definitely love the fact that Donovan Wilson has 2 interceptions in 3 games. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. What's up with you, Tony? I'm in Rialto, 909, baby. Okay, let's jump to this offense. And then Joe Thomas, great play from the linebacker position. Why? Because, man, Joe Thomas is a guy. Remember, he played for, I don't know if you guys remember him, but Joe Thomas actually played for the Green Bay Packers. 2017, we were trying to score on 3rd and 6. We did a little wheel route to Jason Witten. Guess who jumped the route? Joe Thomas. He intercepted then, but he was in the end zone. He knocked it smooth down. Nasty, too. Another thing I liked about Joe Thompson is he really should have had two touchdowns. Let's just be real. Because if he takes that ball if he takes that interception, he is gone. He reminded me of, he looked like an old school running back too. Like they got all that stuff on him, all the tape and stuff all on their hands. But yeah, Joe Thomas is gone if he intercepts that ball. He's gone. The special teams, that was ridiculous. I mean, that was good job on him being alertive. If you go look at the all 22 on the play, I ain't gonna take nothing away from Joe, but the Texans didn't line up correct. Like they had an extra man on the opposite side, and Joe was coming unblitzed on the right side, and whoever was the gunner or whoever was on that side, they didn't let him know. So it was a major mental mistake by the Texans on special teams. But one thing I like about Joe is a lot of times when people are that open, they get all excited and they give it away. You know what I'm saying? It's like a wide receiver standing out there waving his hand. Nobody's in front of me. Throw me the ball. Nobody's in front of me. Throw me the ball. Shut up. I see you, bro. You're going to get a whole play away. You know what I'm saying? And that's one thing Joe did a really, really good job of. He did a really good job of maintaining his integrity and maintaining his keys off the line, which did not give off his the free play that he's about to get. And then Joe, Big Joe, I love the touchdown, but I'm going to tell you right now, you know the rule, Joe. You ain't on offense. Fall on that ball, man. Fall on that ball. Either way, we was getting 2 points because even if he kicked it in the ball end zone, they fall on it. That's 2 points. But Joe, in a real game, Joe, you know what it is. Fall on that ball. You up here trying to scoop and score. That's why you ain't on defense. That's why you on defense, baby. That's why you on defense. All right, but yeah, Joe, jump on that thing next time. Don't even take no chance. I know you wanted to get that touchdown, but Joe, jump on the ball. Defensive lineman. All my defensive linemen that's watching this right now, I'm going to tell you right now, if you have a real coach, he's going to be pissed off if you try to scoop and score. You already know. Defensive lineman, what is your job? Like an offensive lineman, jump on the ball. I remember my coach used to always tell a defensive lineman, if I see you trying to scoop and score and it's not open field, you going straight to the bench. You is not no damn linebacker. He used to go off on them boys. But hey, you is not no damn offensive scoop and you. What are you doing? Get your big butt on the. He used to say, get your $300, get your 300-pound butt on the ground. He used to always say. But yeah, shout out to my boy Joe Thomas. I've been saying since last year, I thought that Joe Thomas, I was saying last year that he was the replace of Damian Wilson, who went on to Kansas City and got himself a really good check. So shout out to Damian Wilson. He bought me dinner one night, man. So shout out to him. He actually bought the whole crowd, bought everybody in our party crowd, he was also the richest dude in the room too, so that kind of makes sense. But yeah, shout out to my boy D Will, man, for the dinner. And but yeah, I did think that Joe Thomas was gonna take your job last year, but you didn't. You kept it and you went and got a new job from Kansas. So good job. But I definitely think Sean Lee, let's just think Sean Lee does not play 16 games. Like, if you think he's going to play 16 games, you are lying to yourself. You know what I'm saying? So, it's good. I love the fact that we have Joe Thomas. Why? Because he's veteran. Like, this is a guy who played for the Green Bay Packers. This is also the guy that hit a guy so hard that he knocked his decal off his helmet. I'm gonna post that on the dang on my page when I drop this video of him too. But I have never seen that in my life, when someone hits someone so hard that they knocks their decals off their helmet. Well, guess what? That was Joe Thomas. All right, let's hop to the offensive side of the ball. My offensive guy that I'm giving love to this morning, that I'm showing love to, is a guy who wears the homie's number. And you know what? I'm not even mad at him. You know what I'm saying? He do rock the homie number. And he making it look good, man. I ain't gonna lie. Like, for real. Rico was my boy. But my boy Lucas got them out there saying, Rico, who? Like, I just don't get, like, how does I love the fact that my boy Lucas came in and is just balling. He had 3 big catches yesterday. One thing I like about him is he moves and shakes like a tight end. He's very aggressive. I definitely think he can do all that jump ball stuff that we wanted a big tight end to be able to do. And he's elusive, man. He moved really, really good. Like, I like what I saw from my boy Lucas. I think he's definitely the third best tight end on this team. And I could I'm going to be honest with you. I love my Stanford boys. Why? Because my daughter about to go there. I got a little cousin playing there right now. Plate number 6, Trajan Butler. He's supposed to be playing. He told me he was playing safety, but then I was talking to his mom, and he said they were going to be vacillating between that safety and that cornerback position. So we will see. You guys already know we only raise DBs over here, but I love my Stanford guys, man. But Schultz, man, I'm not feeling it. You know what I'm saying? I'm not feeling it at all. I'm not feeling any person on our team that can only get open, especially on the offensive side of the ball, who can only get open if the play is designed for him. Like, that is one-on-one plays. And you guys know I do not like one-on-one win plays. I don't like them. Unless you're going to Zeke or Cooper. Those are the only guys that I feel who have earned the right to have. And I ain't gonna lie, Michael Jeezy. Michael Jeezy, baby. Michael Jeezy is swagged out right now. Like, he is dumb swagged out right now. That young man is about to go into this season thinking he is that dude, man, and he should. Michael Jeezy is swagged out right now. I mean, he is making plays. He's making confident plays. He's running with his quarterback. He is swagged out right now. Shout out to Jeezy, baby. I heard Young Jeezy got a new album out. I heard it was pretty fire, too. Courtney says, only time he's getting open is our quarterback rollout and bootlegs. Schultz is gone. I mean, in my opinion, I think so. I mean, I think Schultz is a product of Jason Witten retiring on a Thursday, the same Thursday the NFL draft was. I think that's what Schultz is a product of. Because if he's not on this team, that means Jason Witten's on this team in 2017. Rico Gathers is on this team. We still had freaking Schwam. So there'd have been no place for him. You know what I'm saying? So I don't even think they draft him in the 4th round if Jason Witten does not retire. So, I mean, I think it's time for us to, Ryan Switzer him. You know what I mean? Just kind of, and when I say by Ryan Switzer him, I mean admit you made a mistake and let it go. Move on. Stop trying to make it work. You make it worse by making it work. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're literally making it worse by trying to make it work. Just move on, man. Just move on. You have Jason Witten in the fold, who ain't played, but when he did, he looked good. You have Jarwin, who looks like the quarterback of the tight end of the future. Then you have freaking 80, my boy Lucas, who was balling. Like, he was balling. Like, he literally Rico had 7 targets all year. Well, all year in 16 games. Well, Lucas had 4 targets in 1 game. That's crazy, right? So yeah, man. But back on what we was talking about. My offensive player, another one of my offensive players also is. This is a guy he's a wide receiver who was just consistent. You know what I'm saying? My boy Devin Smith. My boy Devin Smith got an opportunity again to play with not necessarily the ones, because you really don't know who's the ones and who's the twos over here. But he got to play in that 1st and 2nd quarter. And one thing I liked about Devin Smith is he didn't shrink back. Like, a lot of times, like my boy John V. Johnson, man, I ain't gonna lie, man, my boy fell off like a bass sack, man. If you listen to UGK, you already know what I'm talking about. My boy fell off like a bass sack of dope, man. Like, god dang, man. Happened so quick, too. But one thing I like about John Vade, though, I think the Cowboys like him enough and have enough confidence in him to kind of do what they did with Cedric Wilson. Cedric Wilson got hurt, but they kept him on the practice squad, inactive him, and then now he's burning it out this year. And that was actually my second guy that I wanted to talk about. Cedric Wilson. The reason why I'm going to name Cedric Wilson, not because he had any big-time plays, but the fact that he showed me that he can consistently return punts. Because the fact that he can consistently return punts lets me know that he's going to have a big role on this team. You know what I'm saying? Because my boy, number 11, did not do good against Rams last week. And guess what? They showed it, man. They did not give him an opportunity to return another punt. Like this but think about this. Why do we need to give you another game when we gave you like 4 times in 1 game? Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's what I like. Cedric Wilson, Devin Smith. I love the fact that I did not know I knew who they were, but I did not necessarily have them penciled in on this team, and they're going to make this team. And they'll probably even be productive in this year. So I like that. That lets me know that Will McClay and our management team, they know what the hell they're doing, man. Like, they know what they're doing. You know what I'm saying? So, shout out to Devin Smith, man. Again, second round pick from the New York Jets. Had 2 ACL surgeries, and that's part of the reason why he's a Dallas Cowboy to this day. But shout out to Will McClay, man, for finding these guys, man. Shout out to Will McClay for finding these guys. Shout out to Sanjay Lau, man. Sanjay Lau, I think we give Sanjay Lau we give Chris Richard a lot of love and a lot of respect because he's so vocal. But, man, we need to give freaking Sanjay Lau some love, too, because our wide receiver core was, 30th. And now he got them boys looking good, man. And Cedric Wilson looks good, man. Like, he looks good. And I love the fact that he can return punts because that is going to allow him to that makes him even more valuable. You know what I'm saying? That makes him even more valuable. My boy, John V. Johnson, he has one more week. This week, who the hell we even played? This fourth preseason game is so weird. Who we played this fourth preseason game? But yeah, I hope he gets a lot of opportunities this next week. But I definitely think John V. Johnson is probably going to be a guy that they're going to try to keep and stash on that practice squad somewhere. Kerry, what's up with you, Scout? What's up with you, Tone? He says, yeah. Oh, my God. I played Tampa Bay. Those bums. Sanjay has these kids ready to go. Yep, you're right. Dwayne says teams are going to be treating us teams are going to be treating us like department stores ready to go shopping. Ooh, bruh, that is a good point. That is a good point. Because you got to think, man, there are some kids that are going to get cut by this team that are actually getting some time. Because you got to understand how it works, right? Let me break it down how it works, right? The Dallas Cowboys can only keep 53 out of their 90 men. So after the 53 of their 90 men are going to be able to stay Cowboys and will move to the active roster. Then what they're going to do is they're going to take 7 or 8 players who are between year 1 and 3, and they will get moved to practice squad. The only guys that are available to do practice squads are guys who are in their first year, 1, 2, or 3 of the NFL. If you're past that 3rd year in the NFL, then once you get cut from a team, you instantly become a free agent. You know what I'm saying? But you have to, in order to make the practice squad, what they do is they release you, and then all players are basically put into like a lot and put into like a bucket. And they have a waiver wire, and a waiver wire is exactly like a waiver wire in fantasy football. It's like drafting all over again. It's like an NFL draft all over again. And, whoever had the first pick in the first draft, they'll have the first pick on the waiver. And then they'll get to look through all the people that got released, and they'll get the first dibs at who they want. And they'll just go through that. Boop, 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 boop. So if you can get through waiver wire, if he can make it through, if some of these guys can get through waiver wires, then yeah, man, you're absolutely right. It's gonna be a fire sale in Dallas. It's definitely gonna be a fire sale because, especially on that defensive line, like I don't wanna tell you guys how badly I want to emphasize. Man, there's gonna be some like last year we had a guy like Jahad Ward, who we traded for, then released, and then this dude ended up going somewhere else, and in 6 games had 4.5 sacks. So it's some guys that's gonna get some playing time, and that's gonna get some burn, and it's gonna be good. Another guy, hey, I'm gonna tell you guys another guy too that has been balling, and this guy's on defense. CJ Goodwin, man, has been playing his butt off. Special teams and at that cornerback position, number 29. That young man has been playing his butt off. And shout out to my scout, Jose, my bald head scout. Like, literally, it's so many people that's been doing their thing that I wanted to make sure I mention him, get his name on the type. But, yo, CJ Goodwin has been balling. And he's another guy that is going to make, not just going to make this team. I believe he's going to make this team. And he's going to make it hard for some of these guys, man. Another thing, when we talk about this cornerback position, a lot of people don't know, but as of today, it's been recorded. It has been reported. Hey, LaGrange, I apologize. I appreciate you for sharing, man. They updated Facebook, so now it actually tells me when you guys share, so I appreciate you. Courtney says that he's definitely making his team. But yeah, what was we talking about? Donovan wasn't balling, make it. Kerry says we have some keepers like this. Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, man, when that waiver wire hits, and it's basically the day after the Tampa game, after that day, it's going to be like the NFL draft all over again, but for players who got cut. So that's when I would think the Dallas Cowboys are probably going to bring in another quarterback. Like, that's what I think. That's what I honestly, the guy I think. I think the Cowboys are going to bring in another veteran quarterback, or a guy that's within 2 to 3 years being in the NFL, because you want to have a guy on the practice squad just in case something happens to Dak. You still need a backup. But yeah, man, Mike White, I liked you, man. You did better, but I still don't think it's enough. Still don't think it's enough, man. So let me get to these comment box. I'm gonna tell you someone else who also balled and who's actually lightweight playing good. In this last game, we really see a lot of him was Chris Westry, number 39. If you look at tape when he came in the game, he was very handsy. Got his hands, was trying to get his hands on the ball. Another guy who understands that he's an undrafted free agent who has to make a team or make a practice squad. Number 39. So yeah, he was balling too. 39 was balling too. I think the Cowboys kind of did a good job. I think the Cowboys purposely hid him, because you got to remember, you don't want to show all these guys, because remember, if you show some of these guys too much film, then guess what? You're basically allowing your players to go audition for other teams. And guess what? That's just how it works, man. That's just how it is. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't keep everybody. I wish they would bring it from 53 to easily 60. I mean, the salary cap is enough money to do it. You know what I'm saying? They have enough money to do it, but I mean, imagine if you could take that. I mean, because more defensive line, more offensive line. That's where it would go. More cornerbacks. You know what I'm saying? But Courtney says yes, they're hiding Chris Westry. Rodney says, bro, Chun, Rob Smith didn't like his running style. Chun is cool. He's cool. But if you have to ask me, I'm taking Weber, man. My boy Mike Weber has the best plays on penalties. Like, come on, God, man. My boy Mike Weber again had a pro play. What'd I tell you guys? Again. Like, I'm serious, man. Like, if you had to tell me who's the guy who's playing really good and getting no love, it's definitely Mike Weber. Definitely Mike Weber. Like, he is on a team by himself. You know what I'm saying? Because, like, obviously nobody else sees him playing. Obviously nobody sees him out there playing with the third line and getting no blocks and still making plays. Obviously. Nobody's seeing this dude freaking turn freaking his center of direction twice against 2 NFL teams. Obviously nobody's seen that. You know what I'm saying? Mike Weber's balling, man. You know what I'm saying? So, my boy Jeffrey says, I don't know, I've seen more. He says, I don't know, I've seen more from Chun than Weber. What you've seen is you've actually seen more snaps from Chun than Weber. But you ain't seen more plays from Weber you ain't seen more plays than Chun over Weber. You haven't. No, sir. No, sir. You know what I'm saying? Go look at Weber's from these last 3 games. He had pro plays in every single game. Every single game. I just think the Cowboys are trying to. I just think the Cowboys are just trying to do a good job of just hiding them. Why? Because they want them on this practice squad. But if you're talking about a guy who looks like Ezekiel Elliott, runs like Ezekiel Elliott, it's Mike Weber. But be honest with you, they're not really showing them. And the reason why I think it is I think it's because they're trying to stash him. Because you remember, if Mike Weber ball out too much, guess what? If you decide to not put him on his 53, then guess what? He'll be like Darius Jackson and will get picked up by another team. So I think, I don't know if it's shady or if it's just business, but, I definitely think that Mike Weber is a guy who's been balling. You know what I'm saying? And if you get him in, if you go look at where he is, he's the only guy on offense that's consistently making pro plays outside of Tony Pollard. Like, if you go look at who's making pro plays every game, Mike Weber's one of them. Mike Weber, Devin Smith, Tony Pollard. You know what I'm saying? Outside of Dallas Cowboy names that you don't know. So, and that's every game. And the reason why I don't fault Mike Weber for not doing it against the first team defense is because he don't get to pick when he play. You know what I'm saying? So, you can only play when they put you in the game. And when they put him in the game, he's making the most out of his opportunities. That's the only thing you can ask for somebody. That's the only thing you can ask. But every single time they put Mike Weber in, the kid has a pro play, and it's over 9-10 yards. Like, over 9-10 yards. So, it's just a matter, I mean, I definitely think it's because the Dallas Cowboys are trying to stash him. That's what I think. Now, also, before we get up out of here, man, let me update you guys on some news also. Hold on, quick, my wife calling me. I'm about to get off here in a minute, y'all. But hey, another person, I want to update you guys on something too. Byron Jones will be back at practice today. He has been activated off the PUP list. So Byron Jones will be active as of today. It's going to be very, very interesting. And his butt had better play in this preseason game. Why not? You're gonna have a bunch of guys trying to make the team. This will be a good opportunity for him to get out there and try to show us what he can do too. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I want to see Byron Jones play. You just had a hip surgery. You're back. Let's see if you can get that thing moving and twitching, because I don't want to find out week 1 if you're available and if you can play. I do not. You can't do that with the cornerback position, because you know what's going to happen? You're going to find out he's ready to play while a wide receiver runs right past him. There's too much agility involved in the running back position. So, with that, Byron Jones be coming back today. He needs to play on Saturday against Tampa Bay. He needs to play. Like, get that hip out there moving. Get that thing warmed up. Let's find out if it's really what it is. If it ain't what it is, and we can make a decision. Because he got $12 million presumptuously out there in the wind somewhere, and I need to know if I'm going to pay it to him or if I'm going to pay it to him. You know what I'm saying? But, yeah, Byron Jones will be at practice. He should be back at practice, and he will be practicing. Not just being at practice, but because he's been at practice every day, but he will be practicing. And most importantly, I hope Byron Jones has been seeing how these youngsters have been trying to get their hands on the ball. Oh my God, we play Thursday? God dang. I'm happy. That's good. Let's go. Get this crap over with. Get it over with, right? Let's get it over with. We play Thursday. That's how y'all know I'm out of it, man. Like, I'm still so on Wednesday's game. Let me tell you, Saturday game was so good. I literally made my kids go to bed telling them that, yo, y'all got school tomorrow. It's Monday. Like, what are y'all doing? We going to go get something to eat, celebrate this victory, and then we going to go home and get to go to bed because y'all got to go to bed. And it was Saturday. Like, I'm tripping. I need Sundays to come back and we play football. That's why they getting his behind off that pub, scared his job. Don't forget about Olumba. You absolutely right. Hey, I said Olumba when this first started. I said Donovan Olumba is actually the guy who I think he should be afraid of, because he looks and feels the most like Byron Jones. And he balled out last week. Remember, he was the guy we praised a lot because his attitude. Remember when I interviewed Byron Jones? I said, Byron Jones, bruh, because I talk about Byron Jones a lot. And I'm going to tell you guys this about me. I will never talk about a player and things that he need to fix and not meet that player and not ask him about those things. I'm not that dude. I saw Byron Jones. I said, Byron Jones, bruh, what we going to do in 2019 to get more interceptions? He didn't like the question, but I didn't like the fact I had to ask it. So we was both looking awkward. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. And he told me, like, yo, well, my first job is to stop the number one receiver that's in front of me. And I'm thinking, like, then he says, yeah, but I got to just catch him, and then he cleaned it up because he probably realized who he was talking to. I'm like, bruh. Then you have a guy like Donovan Olumba who's trying to make the team, and he says they asked him last week against the Rams, Donovan, like, what did you think about that pass breakup? It was a nice pass breakup. He says, well, you know what? Knowing who I am and what I'm able to do, I'm actually a little disappointed because I felt that I could have picked it off. What? Can I give you guys something? Do you guys see what extra possessions did to our offense? 34 points. That's what it did. That's what 3 turnovers gets you. 34 points. There's not enough football there's not a football in 4 quarters for you to score that many points without getting some turnovers. 34 points. Turnovers. Get your hands on the ball. Give Dak in this offense more opportunities to score. And then think about this. Offenses have already shown that they have a hard time scoring against this offense, this defense, regardless of who it is. Preseason, regular season, I don't care. Think about this. Last year, the Hot Boys, last 8 games of the season, you can go check this too, because I know there's a lot of fact checkers out there. You can go check this. Last 8 games of the season, we did not give up 1 touchdown in the first quarter. Teams were literally playing 3 quarters of football. 3. They were literally playing 3 quarters of football, because for 8 games straight, we did not give up 1 touchdown in the first quarter. You don't score on the Cowboys. You don't score on the Cowboys first quarter. It don't happen. Take that field goal. You do that, I ain't tripping. But you ain't getting no touchdown. You know what I'm saying? Dallas Cowboy defense is back. Ain't even back. Don't call it a comeback because they already been here. But it definitely looks like that offense was moving. Hey, man, I got to get up out of here, man. These corny teams, that's how it should go. Start off fast, put them away games. So you know it. Remember, we struggled like heck against the RD in training camp. Yep. But put dreadlocks on Byron, he could get intercept. You know what, Kerry? That might be it. It might be that fade. But you know, Cheeto got a fade. Cheeto got one of these too. And Cheeto out there doing his thing. Courtney says Dak said our D will frustrate a lot of people. You already know. Hey, but yo, man, hey, I appreciate you guys for tuning in. This has been the Power Hour at 12 o'clock. I appreciate you guys. Remember, we do this every single day. We'll be back here at 4:30. As soon as I pick up the kiddos, and we'll be back here at 4:30 to do our wrap up for the day. If anything breaks throughout the day, you guys already know what it is. You guys already know where to follow at. I appreciate you guys for sharing and caring. Just let you know West Coast cares about it, and I appreciate you guys. And hey, you guys already know what it is, man. Never look down because the star's up. Peace.